The morning sky over Earth was clear, calm, and bright. Birds chirped, planes flew, and people went about their usual routines. No one expected what was about to appear above them. Suddenly, the clouds began to swirl unnaturally. A low hum filled the air, growing louder with each passing second. People stopped in the streets, looking up in confusion. A massive shadow stretched across cities and oceans. Then they saw it. Thousands of alien ships, larger than any human imagination, appeared in orbit. Their hulls gleamed in silver and black, reflecting the sun. Lights blinked across their surfaces. Energy fields shimmered like 1,000 rainbows. It was the Galactic Empire. Panic spread instantly. Governments scrambled jets. Satellites went on high alert. Earth's armies mobilized. Every screen broadcasted the same news. Alien fleet approaches. Unknown intentions. Prepare for emergency. Commander Alex Rourke stood in the control room of the International Space Defense Center, staring at the monitors. His jaw was tight. Decades of studying alien civilizations hadn't prepared him for this sight. "They're huge," muttered Lieutenant Mara Klein beside him, voice barely above a whisper. Alex shook his head. Not just huge, organized, powerful. Everything about them says control, precision, and danger. This is the Galactic Empire. They don't make mistakes. On the main screen, a holographic projection of the alien leader appeared, tall, regal, with glowing blue eyes and intricate armor. Their voice was calm, deep, and translated perfectly into English by human devices. "Humans of Earth," the alien said, "you are now under observation. You will obey our rules. Failure to comply will result in consequences." The room fell silent. Even the computers seemed to hum nervously. Alex frowned. "Observe, obey. Consequences. Classic Galactic Empire style," Mara whispered. "Commander, what do we do?" Alex glanced at the team. "We do what humans do best. We respond." The broadcast continued, showing alien ships moving in precise formations, orbiting every major city. Earth's leaders scrambled, trying to issue commands. Meanwhile, ordinary people on the streets reacted differently. Some froze in terror. Others laughed nervously. Alex watched carefully. They expect fear, obedience, panic, but humans are unpredictable. That's our advantage. In a small coastal city, a group of teenagers pointed at the alien ships. One of them shouted jokingly, "Hey, aliens! Welcome to Earth. Don't steal our Wi-Fi." Surprisingly, the aliens didn't attack. Their ships hovered, scanning, silent and still. Humans laughed again, this time more confidently. Even Alex couldn't suppress a small smirk. Back in the command center, Alex activated the secure channel. "All units, stay calm, observe, prepare, but remember, humans do not panic. We adapt, we think. And sometimes we break the rules," Mara frowned. "Break the rules? Commander, they're terrifying. Ships bigger than cities, weapons that could destroy the planet." Alex nodded. "Exactly. That's why we do what no one expects. That's why humans survive. And maybe, just maybe, we can turn this into our advantage." The Galactic Empire broadcasted another message, this time showing a planet they had already conquered. It was pristine and empty. The Empire's power was undeniable. They expected fear. They expected obedience. Instead, humans reacted in their own way. Citizens joked on live broadcasts. Soldiers did unorthodox maneuvers, and scientists suggested ideas the Empire couldn't anticipate. Even Alex's team began improvising strategies, using humor and unpredictability as tools. "Commander," Mara said, "they might think we're crazy." Alex smiled faintly. "Good, let them think that. Crazy humans are the hardest to control." The Empire watched, silent and calculating, but humans didn't follow the expected rules. They ran simulations, launched harmless decoy drones, and even sent a small robot to salute the alien ships. Incorrectly. The aliens paused, scanning, unsure how to respond. Alex leaned forward. They expected fear. They expected compliance. But humans are something else, and that's our strength. Across the planet, news spread. People laughed nervously but began to realize the aliens weren't immediately hostile. Humanity had survived countless disasters. Humanity had faced threats far greater than this. And now the Galactic Empire had arrived, only to find humans were ready to break every rule they thought would control them. The command center buzzed with energy. Maps, satellites, and communication systems worked overtime. Humans were preparing, adapting, thinking ahead. And in the background, the massive alien fleet hung in the sky, watching, waiting, learning. Alex stood tall, looking at the stars through the massive glass window. They think they've arrived to take control, but they don't understand one thing. Mara tilted her head. What's that, Commander? Alex smiled faintly. Humans don't follow the rules. Not theirs, not ours, and that will be the Empire's greatest mistake. Above Earth, the Galactic Empire waited. Below, humans laughed, planned, and prepared. A new chapter of history had begun, one that no alien had predicted, and in that moment, humanity was ready to prove why no force in the galaxy could ever control them completely. The alien fleet hung silently above Earth, massive and silent like a shadow that swallowed the sky. Humans stared upward in awe, fear, and curiosity. Commander Alex Rourke watched the screens in the control center, his face serious but his mind racing. They're waiting for something, Alex muttered. Lieutenant Mara Klein nodded. Waiting for us to panic? Alex shook his head. No, they're waiting for us to obey, for us to follow their rules. But humans rarely do. A new holographic message flashed in the center of the control room. The alien emissary appeared, taller than any human, with armor that gleamed in dark blue light. Its voice was calm but commanding. Humans, it said, we represent the Galactic Empire. You are now under our observation. Your planet and people must comply with our regulations. You will follow our instructions immediately. Alex leaned back in his chair. Instructions, really? Let's see how that goes. On the streets, ordinary humans reacted in their own unpredictable ways. Children waved at the holographic projection. A man in a hat saluted the alien fleet, but accidentally waved with both hands and tripped over his own feet. Social media exploded with videos of people joking, laughing, and teasing the alien arrival. Mara sighed. Commander, do you think this is a good idea? They might be dangerous, Alex smirked. Exactly. That's why it's perfect. The Empire expects fear, compliance, order, and they'll get chaos. In the command center, Alex and his team worked quickly. Human engineers scanned alien signals, decoding their communication patterns. Scientists suggested creative and risky strategies. Commander, Ravi Chen said, pointing at the hologram, they're trying to read our technology, but if we send them a little misinformation, we can confuse them. Alex's eyes lit up. Good, do it. Let's see how the Galactic Empire handles human cleverness. Minutes later, small drone ships launched from hidden human bases, moving toward the alien fleet. Their movements were unusual, erratic, unpredictable, sometimes almost silly. But each drone carried sensors and technology that collected data on the Empire's fleet. The alien emissary's voice boomed again. Why are you moving like that? Humans broadcast a live feed to Earth, showing the drones performing synchronized spins, flips, and what looked like dance moves. People around the world laughed, cheering on the tiny machines against the massive fleet above. Alex leaned back. See? Humor can be a weapon, too. The Empire doesn't know how to handle it. The Galactic Empire, for all its power, had never faced humans behaving unpredictably. Soldiers and officers on the alien ships tilted their heads, trying to understand what they were seeing. Every rule they had used to conquer planets failed here. Meanwhile, humans weren't just joking. They were clever. Hidden satellites redirected alien scanning beams. Drones collected secret information from the ships. Even small robots on Earth performed mock salutes to distract alien observers. Mara watched the monitors in amazement. Commander, it's actually working. They look confused, Alex nodded. Exactly. The Empire relies on fear and obedience. Humans give them neither, and that gives us the advantage. The alien emissary attempted a more serious approach. Humans, comply immediately, or you will face consequences. On Earth, Alex's team prepared a response. A holographic image of a human officer appeared in the alien feed, waving politely. We're listening, the officer said, smiling. But we like to do things our way. The aliens paused. Their massive fleet remained in formation, engines glowing, energy shields active. But the humans' confidence, humor, and ingenuity caused hesitation. Alex turned to Mara. They've never dealt with a species that breaks all the rules. And that hesitation is all we need. Mara's eyes sparkled. So, we fight with cleverness, not just weapons? Alex smiled. Exactly. Humor, creativity, unpredictability. That's humanity's secret weapon. They expect fear. We give them strategy wrapped in laughter. As the day turned into evening, humans continued to defy expectation. From prank videos to clever technological tricks, from misdirection to playful taunts, the Galactic Empire watched in stunned silence. No planet had ever challenged them like this. And in the command center, Alex realized something important. Mara, this isn't just survival. This is humanity showing its true strength. We adapt, we improvise. We survive, even against the most powerful force in the galaxy. Mara smiled. And they have no idea what's coming next. Above Earth, the Galactic Empire fleet hovered, massive and silent, learning a lesson it had never expected. Humans cannot be controlled. Humans cannot be predicted. And humans will always find a way to break the rules. The alien fleet hung over Earth like a giant shadow, its massive hulls gleaming in the sunlight. Commander Alex Rourke stood in the command center, eyes fixed on the monitors. The Galactic Empire expected fear, obedience, and silence. Instead, humanity was about to show its boldness. They think we are scared, Alex said, voice steady. They think we follow rules. They are wrong. Lieutenant Mara Klein nodded. So, what's the plan, Commander? Alex smiled. We show them that humans do things their own way. Rules, we break them. Plans, we improvise. And we have a little fun. In orbit, small human drones zipped past the alien fleet. But this time, they weren't just collecting data. They carried holographic projectors. As the drones moved, they projected massive fake holograms of other alien ships approaching from multiple directions. The galactic officers stared in confusion. How can this be? They are everywhere. Back on Earth, Alex and his team chuckled. Every time they see something, we change it. They can't predict us, Alex said. Humans don't follow the expected path. Meanwhile, human engineers had another surprise. Hidden satellites activated, sending signals that made alien ships' weapon systems misfire harmlessly. Small beams hit empty space, causing sparks and alarms on the alien ships. Commander, Mara exclaimed. They're trying to recalibrate their weapons. And failing. Alex leaned forward. Exactly. Humans turn chaos into advantage. Every system they rely on, we confuse. Every expectation, we twist. On Earth's surface, civilians noticed something strange. Alien surveillance drones hovered nearby, but humans began to respond unpredictably. Some waved, others danced, while a few launched harmless fireworks in patterns that mimicked alien ship formations. Even the Galactic Empire didn't know how to react. Their sensors recorded everything, but interpretation failed. Humans were not predictable. Humans were not obedient. Humans were maddeningly clever, Mara laughed. Commander. They look frustrated, Alex nodded. And that frustration works for us. They came expecting compliance. They came expecting fear. But humans are wild cards, and wild cards win. In the command center, Alex issued another order. Prepare the final phase. We don't just want to survive. We want them to respect us and maybe even fear our unpredictability. Ravi Chen, the tech specialist, tapped the keyboard. All drones and satellites are ready, Commander. But this is risky. If the Empire figures it out, Alex interrupted. If they figure it out, we improvise. That's what humans do. Improvisation is in our nature. And today, improvisation is our weapon. The next broadcast from the Empire was serious, commanding, and cold. Humans, you must cease all unauthorized activity. Compliance is mandatory. Alex leaned back and whispered to Mara, Watch this. Human drones suddenly formed massive letters in the sky spelling, Welcome to Earth. In glowing lights, people on the streets cheered. Alien observers scanned, recalculated, and failed to understand. The Empire's leaders were silent. Commands sent to ships went unanswered. Every ship attempted to maintain formation, but small, clever disruptions from humans made precise alignment impossible. Mara shook her head.
They've never seen anything like this.
Alex nodded. Exactly. No species has. They expected fear and order. What they got was humans being humans, creative, bold, unpredictable. As the hours passed, humans continued their clever tactics. Holograms confused alien sensors. Satcom hacks caused minor alarms. Civilians unknowingly added to the chaos with humor, laughter, and ingenuity. Alex observed the monitors. Look at them. They're recalculating. Every order they give, every system they rely on is now unreliable. And that gives us the advantage. That's humanity's strength. Thinking, adapting, laughing, even in danger. Mara smiled. It's beautiful, Commander. They can't control us, Alex's eyes shone. They can't, and they never will. Humans survive because we do more than follow rules. We bend them. We break them. We think beyond them. And today, that's exactly what they learned. The Galactic Empire fleet finally began to withdraw slightly, confused and cautious. They had never encountered a planet like Earth before. A species so small, yet so clever, so bold, and so defiant. Alex turned to his team. Today was not just survival. Today was a statement. Humans are unpredictable, ingenious, and unstoppable when they work together. The Empire will remember this day, Mara nodded, and they'll never forget it. Above Earth, the alien fleet shimmered, massive but wary. Below, humans laughed, improvised, and celebrated small victories. The Galactic Empire had arrived expecting obedience. Instead, they encountered a species that broke all the rules, and in that moment, humanity proved one truth. No force in the galaxy could predict, control, or contain the human spirit. The Galactic Empire fleet hovered above Earth, massive and imposing. Its engines glowed like molten metal, and the hulls shimmered with power that had conquered countless worlds. Yet, despite all their strength, confusion spread among the alien officers. Commander Alex Rourke stood in the control center, arms crossed. "Look at them," he said. "They don't know what to do. They expected fear. They expected humans to follow rules. And they got this." Lieutenant Mara Klein glanced at the screens showing holograms, drones, and citizen antics. "It's working, Commander. Every order they give is ignored. Every strategy fails. They're falling apart," Alex nodded. "Exactly. Humans don't just survive chaos, we create it. And when chaos works in our favor, it becomes power." On the alien flagship, officers barked orders. "Align the fleet. Target the humans. Deploy the energy nets." But every system they relied on faltered. Drones interfered with targeting systems. Holographic decoys tricked sensors. Small robotic units on Earth moved unpredictably, disrupting communications and creating false alerts. One alien officer shouted, frustrated, They should be terrified. Why are they laughing?" The Empire had never faced a species like this. On other worlds, fear had ensured obedience. On Earth, laughter, cleverness, and defiance replaced terror. Every human action, no matter how small, was a puzzle the Empire couldn't solve. Alex tapped a holographic panel. "Mara, bring up the satellite interference grid. Let's make things interesting." A series of human satellites activated, sending harmless but confusing signals across the alien fleet. Energy shields flickered. Weapons went offline for seconds. Alien captains recalculated continuously, trying to regain control. Mara smiled. "It's beautiful. They're trying to act serious, but everything is slipping through their fingers." Alex leaned forward. "Exactly. Humans aren't just strong or fast. We're clever. We improvise. And now the Empire is learning a lesson the galaxy has never taught them. Rules don't always apply to humans." On Earth, citizens played their part. Some launched fireworks synchronized to the drone holograms. Others waved flags, shouted jokes, or performed impromptu dances that mimicked alien maneuvers. Even the media joined in, broadcasting live footage of humans playfully confusing the Empire's scanners. For the first time in galactic history, an entire planet's population became a weapon, not with guns, but with ingenuity and boldness. Alex watched the screens, a faint smile on his face. "They think strength wins wars. We're proving it's brains, creativity, and the human spirit." The alien emissary sent another message, more serious this time. "Humans, compliance is mandatory. You will cease all interference immediately." Alex didn't respond directly. Instead, he activated a small group of drones. They moved in complex patterns, creating a holographic illusion of another fleet approaching. Alien captains panicked. Commands clashed. Signals jammed. Chaos reigned. Mara laughed quietly. "Commander, they can't handle it. They're trying everything and nothing works." Alex nodded. "Humans aren't predictable. And when an enemy expects predictability, chaos becomes a weapon." Hours passed. The Empire attempted careful maneuvers. They tried to intimidate. They tried to negotiate, but every tactic failed. Humans adapted instantly, finding weak points, improvising, and turning minor threats into opportunities. Even elite alien officers admitted, silently, that Earth's inhabitants were unlike any other species they had encountered. Fear could not control them. Authority could not command them. And rules? Rules were meaningless here. Alex turned to Mara. They're learning slowly. They underestimated us. They expected fear. They expected compliance. But humans are clever, unpredictable, and impossible to contain. Mara's eyes shone. And that's why we'll survive. Alex smiled faintly. Yes, today humanity doesn't just survive, we teach. We show the galaxy that intelligence, creativity, and courage can overcome even the mightiest fleet. By nightfall, the Galactic Empire fleet began to pull back slightly. Their systems were strained, their officers frustrated, their pride wounded. Humans had turned chaos into strategy, laughter into defense, and cleverness into power. On Earth, people celebrated small victories, unaware that their humor and ingenuity were making history. They had faced the mightiest force in the galaxy, and their boldness had disrupted it completely. Alex looked at the monitors, then at the stars above. The Empire came expecting control. They thought fear would win. But humans made chaos their weapon. And in that chaos, we are strongest. Mara nodded, pride in her eyes. They'll never forget this day. Alex's gaze hardened. No, they won't, and next time, when they think they understand us, they'll remember that humanity never follows rules. We create our own path, and that path always leads to survival. The Galactic Empire fleet hovered tens of kilometers above Earth, massive and silent. Despite their size and power, confusion rippled through the alien ships. Every order they gave, every tactic they tried failed. Commander Alex Rourke leaned forward over the holographic display in the command center. They're panicking, he said, voice calm. And when an enemy panics, humans can strike. Lieutenant Mara Klein raised an eyebrow. We're going to attack them? Aren't they bigger than anything we've ever faced? Alex shook his head. Not with force. With cleverness. Humans don't fight like others. We turn chaos into advantage. And now it's our time to shine. Ravi Chen, the tech specialist, tapped rapidly on his console. Commander, our drones are ready. All satellites and decoy systems are online. We can interfere with their communications and engines simultaneously. Alex nodded. Do it. Let's show them humans don't just survive. They dominate situations they weren't expected to. In orbit, the first wave of human drones zipped toward the alien fleet. But they weren't weapons, and at least not traditional ones. They projected massive holograms of additional human ships, appearing as though Earth had a fleet 10 times larger than it actually did. The Galactic Empire officers scrambled to analyze the data. Impossible! They can't have that many ships, one shouted. Alex watched, smirking. Exactly. They think quantity matters, but it's the appearance of strength combined with strategy that counts. The drones moved unpredictably, weaving through alien formations. Simultaneously, hidden satellites jammed targeting systems, causing the Empire's energy weapons to misfire harmlessly into space. Alien ships flared with sparks as shields activated and deactivated uncontrollably. Mara laughed. Commander, they can't even hit the air. This is incredible. Alex smiled faintly. Humans are not predictable, and that makes us stronger than any weapon. On the planet below, civilians cheered and waved at holographic projections. Fireworks mimicked alien ship movements. Engineers on the ground sent harmless but confusing signals to satellites, adding layers of interference. Every human action caused a ripple of confusion in the Empire fleet. Alien officers barked orders that collided with each other. Systems failed. Communications jammed. Their massive, disciplined fleet was struggling to operate, all because humans refused to follow the expected rules. Commander, Mara said, pointing at the screen. They're trying to retreat. Alex shook his head. Not yet. Let them hesitate. Hesitation is weakness, and we exploit weakness. The next phase began. Small human strike teams, not armed with weapons but with hacking drones, moved directly toward the alien flagship. They disabled navigation systems and scrambled internal communications. Alien captains shouted, but their messages didn't reach other ships. Alex watched closely. We don't destroy them. We just turn their own systems against them. Confusion is the best weapon. Ravi Chen grinned. They're trapped in their own fleet. They can't escape or attack effectively. Mara's eyes widened. We've turned the tables completely. Alex nodded. Humans survive because we adapt. We think faster. We improvise. And now we've turned fear into opportunity. The alien emissary broadcasted again, this time clearly frustrated. Humans, cease all interference or face destruction. Alex calmly pressed a button. Holographic drones danced around the alien flagship, projecting even more illusions of massive fleets. Communications were still jammed. Alien officers were confused, frustrated, and unable to coordinate. Mara whispered, "Commander." They look scared. Alex's eyes gleamed. Not scared, cautious. They respect what they cannot control. And humans are uncontrollable. By nightfall, the Empire began to withdraw slowly, still massive, still powerful, but hesitant. Every ship's officer realized Earth's inhabitants were unlike any other species. Humans did not obey rules blindly. Humans did not fear them easily. Humans improvised, laughed, and outsmarted them at every turn. On Earth, celebrations were quiet but meaningful. Engineers high-fived each other, children waved at the sky, and soldiers laughed quietly in the command center. Humanity had survived the initial encounter, and more than survived. Humans had won the first round through creativity, courage, and audacity. Alex turned to Mara and Ravi. They came to control us. They thought we would obey. They expected fear. Instead, they faced a species that can think faster, act unpredictably, and survive anything. Today, humans turned the tables, Mara smiled. And they'll remember it. Alex nodded, looking at the stars. Yes, they'll remember it. And next time, if they return, they'll know humanity is not to be underestimated. Not by size, not by power, not by rules. Above Earth, the Galactic Empire fleet shimmered in retreat. Below, humans celebrated small victories, knowing that cleverness, creativity, and courage were more powerful than even the mightiest fleet in the galaxy. And in that moment, humanity proved a universal truth. Rules are for those who follow them. Humans make their own rules, and they survive because of it. The Galactic Empire fleet drifted above Earth, massive, silent, and tense. The alien officers had never expected this. Their meticulously planned invasion, a show of force, a demand for obedience, and had failed. Commander Alex Rourke stood in the control center, eyes scanning the monitors. Every system, every drone, every human act had disrupted the Empire's plans. Chaos was no longer an accident, it was strategy. They're shaken, Mara Klein whispered. Even with all their power, they don't know what to do. Alex nodded. They're realizing humans are not just unpredictable. We're formidable. We survive not because we have the biggest weapons, but because we think, adapt, and never stop improvising. In the alien flagship, officers debated heatedly. How can a species so small resist us? They should be terrified, one shouted. They're clever, another said, almost in disbelief. They've turned our own fleet against us. Our rules do not apply. Our power, it doesn't work as expected. Above Earth, humans continued to act normally, almost playfully. Holograms danced across the skies, satellites sent harmless interference, and small drones moved in patterns that confused the Empire further. Civilians watched with amazement, cheering as humans seemed to mock the massive, powerful fleet above. Alex smiled faintly. They're learning a lesson they'll never forget. Strength isn't just size and firepower. It's creativity, courage, and intelligence. The alien emissary finally sent a calm but clear message. Humans, you have survived our tactics. You are remarkable. Your species exhibits qualities we have not seen before. You are worthy opponents. Mara's eyes widened. Did they just admit it? Alex nodded. Yes, they've learned we cannot be controlled, and that admission is more important than any battle. On Earth, humans celebrated cautiously. Engineers repaired drones, soldiers monitored the skies, and scientists continued collecting data. Humanity had not only survived but had demonstrated its strength in ways the Empire could not anticipate. Ravi Chen tapped on his console. Commander, they're actually retreating a bit. Not because they're weak, but because they respect us, Alex leaned back. Respect is earned, Ravi, and today humanity earned it. We survived because we acted like humans, clever, bold, and unpredictable. That's why no species can ever fully control us. Across the command center, screens displayed alien fleet movements. Ships were pulling back, but cautiously. Every captain now calculated the humans' potential at their full unpredictability. The Empire was learning. Even with immense firepower, humans were dangerous in ways no technology could fully measure. Mara whispered, "Commander." "What now?" Alex's gaze hardened. "Now we prepare. They may leave today, but they will return. And when they do, humanity must be ready. We survived because we thought. We adapted and we broke rules they didn't understand. That's our greatest weapon." The aliens observed silently from orbit. Their pride was wounded, their strategy disrupted, and their confidence shaken. The Empire had never faced a species that could laugh in the face of authority, confuse massive fleets with ingenuity, and survive with wit and courage. As night fell, the human team gathered quietly in the command center. Alex looked at Mara and Ravi. They came expecting obedience, fear, and compliance. They got creativity, cleverness, and defiance. That's why we win. That's why humanity survives. Mara smiled faintly. And they'll remember this day. Alex nodded. Yes, but we cannot let pride blind us. The Empire may respect us, but they are patient, calculating, and powerful. We must remain vigilant. We survived today, but tomorrow, we must be ready for anything. On Earth, civilians slept peacefully, unaware of the near catastrophe above them. Humanity's survival had depended on intelligence, courage, and improvisation, qualities the Galactic Empire had never fully accounted for. Above, the alien fleet began a slow retreat, a silent acknowledgement of human ingenuity. Even in victory, the Empire had learned a lesson. Humans cannot be predicted, controlled, or broken by force alone. Alex gazed at the stars. We've proven it. Humanity survives because we adapt. We improvise, we think, and above all, we never give up. No empire, no fleet, no rules can change that. Mara placed a hand on his shoulder. We're ready for whatever comes next. Alex nodded. Yes, always, because humans are unpredictable, and that is our greatest strength. The stars shone quietly over Earth. The Galactic Empire retreated, wiser and cautious. Humanity had survived the encounter, but the galaxy had taken notice. A small planet filled with clever, daring humans could never be underestimated. And in the quiet, one truth remained clear. Humans survive because we break the rules, think beyond limits, and face the impossible with courage.